in donation or reward-based crowdfunding, the rewards are probably the most important part of the crowdfunding campaign. You really want to make sure you're offering something of value, because the reality is that people are really interested in what they're going to get out of your crowdfunding campaign. As much as people want to see you succeed, they also really care about what they're going to get out of it. So you want to make sure that you're offering rewards so that people will actually want to donate to your campaign. Now, the first thing to keep in mind, and this is a question I get all the time, is the rewards have to be related to whatever you're trying to fundraise for. So if it's your business, a project you're taking on, it has to be related to that. If you're trying to raise funds for a new oven for your kitchen in your bakery, it doesn't really make sense to offer a cruise as a reward. I've had people sort of tell me that a lot, and it doesn't really make sense. That's just not how crowdfunding works. So you want to make sure you're offering something related, right? You can get creative. It doesn't have to be just, if you have a bakery, you don't only have to give cakes and pies and bread. Those are awesome rewards and people love food, but you can also give more exciting things that don't actually cost you anything, like a cooking class. People always want to learn how to make exciting new pastries, so have a tart making class. That could be a great reward to give that offers a lot of value to people because you're imparting knowledge without actually costing you a whole lot. Now, in terms of the amount of rewards to offer, 5 to 8 rewards is usually the recommended amount, just so that way you can hit all the different price points, right? A good number to keep in mind is that $25 is the most common donation amount, with the average donation being about $50, which is thrown off by the higher, the higher reward levels that sometimes get purchased. So you really want to make sure you give people the opportunity to pledge money to your campaign, whether that's $5, $20, $25, $50, $100, $200, $500, $1,000. Those are really popular price levels, and you want to make sure that you, like I said, give people the opportunity. You also want to make sure you're giving something of value. Remember that crowdfunding isn't about free money. I remember seeing a crowdfunding campaign for a local food truck in my area that was opening a cafe, a restaurant. And their $25 reward, which is the most important reward, you really want to make sure your $25 reward is awesome. They were offering a jar of salsa. I don't care how good that salsa is. I'm not paying $25 for a jar of salsa, because as a backer, that's what I see. I see that I'm paying $25 for a jar of salsa, whereas the business probably saw it as $25 to help us open our business. Oh, and as a perk, here's some salsa that's tasty. Well, remember, from your backer's perspective, we want to make sure we're getting something of value. So don't offer me a $25 jar of salsa. Offer me something of value, maybe a meal, right? I'd be more likely to pay $25 for a meal as opposed to a jar of salsa. If you're not sure what to offer for your rewards, you can ask. You can ask your audience what they'd like to see. Crowdsource it. Crowdfunding's all about getting tiny bits of money from people, but it's also about crowdsourcing information and making sure what you're offering is what people want. So if you're coming up with your rewards, don't be shy, ask around, develop 5 to 8, and remember that $25 is the most important number, so you want to make sure your $25 reward is awesome.